Alright, hey guys, it's me again, and today we're going to talk about the Stropha, which is the brand new Corpus Gunblade. Now you're probably wondering if this competes with the Redeemer Prime, as it does have better crit stats, just slightly worse status, so it seems like the ideal Gunblade to use for Eidolons. And the answer is no. There are a lot of issues plaguing this Gunblade, and even if they get fixed, this thing would still be bad. But overall, this thing is a little unique as it's more blade than gun. And the reason that is because if I were to bring a heavy gunner here that's paused, we would see that this thing has absolutely no range. No hits there. A hit at 16 meters, but anything further, not happening. So it has a 16 meter range on a shot. Not great. And even then, it has insane damage fall off, right? And we haven't even talked about the bugs yet. But as you've noticed, this thing does not shoot pellets, it shoots waves. So I guess a lot of people have compared it to the Archoplasmor. It's kind of similar, but shoots in like a triangular cone in front of you. And it does have punch through. So it does make the shot like pretty easy to build combo with. Say if there was a whole horde of enemies. So I'll just bring out some more heavy gunners that are paused here. And as you can see, doesn't have the same problem that other gunblades do when it comes to building combo. But that doesn't make up for the rest of the issues. So the other issues are, this thing does not actually deal heavy attack damage when you deal a heavy attack. It deals the same exact damage as the light attack, so I'm going to bring that whole horde of enemies out again, right? And we get 61, 72 on a crit on a light attack. Now heavy attack, 61, 72 again. And it did a little punch through to the guy behind him. So the damage is exactly the same. On top of that, building combo for this thing doesn't increase the damage either. So I have a 5 times combo, 61, 72, and so you do not get a damage increase at all when you build combo. And even if you did, it doesn't actually deal heavy attack damage. That's listed, and yes, it does have listed heavy attack damage that is significantly higher than the light attack damage, as you can see. But if that wasn't bad enough, Condition Overload and Weeping Wounds don't work on the shot. But that's actually kind of okay, because even if they did work, they wouldn't be very good. Since this thing only has a base of 14% status chance, I believe that Weeping Wounds would max out at what, 90% extra status chance? And at that point, you're just better off using the raw status mod that's available. What is it called? Melee Prowess? Yeah. You're just better off using that. But when it comes to Condition Overload, right, this thing doesn't proc nearly as much status as any other melee weapon. That's mainly because of just the sheer attacks per second that other melees can achieve, like say a rapier, right, can attack many times per second, that even though it would have the same exact, say, status chance like my rapier here, this thing is going to proc status way more, right? So Condition Overload would work on this thing, but it definitely wouldn't work on this thing even if it did work, but it doesn't, which is why you see the build you have before you. Now, why am I using Primed Reach? Prime Breach does not increase the range of the shot, but it does increase the range of the actual blade. And that's the only good part about this gunblade, is the actual blade damage, right, from the melee combo, the one melee combo of High Noon. The damage from that is actually pretty good. But the range is pretty short, at it being base 2 meters, right, which is shorter than a sword. So I definitely need that Prime Reach, as well as all the other mods here. And of course, this is my hybrid build. But, you know, instead of having Prime Fury, I have Berserker to increase the speed of that melee combo from High Noon, because the melee combos from Gunblade stances are incredibly slow, right? And even with Prime Fury, it's not that much better. So I need Berserker to increase that even further, instead of using 2 attack speed mods. And normally Condition Overload would be here, because I typically use this as Condition Overload as a crit damage replacement. And that's mainly because Condition Overload performs about on par as crit damage on most melee weapons, but it has the potential to be better because, you know, more damage from the extra status chance. But that won't even attempt to work here because of the slew of bugs that happen with the shot. And even the blade doesn't proc enough status fast enough to outdo Organ Shatter. So when we try the damage from the actual blade with our one melee combo from High Noon, right? I have 20 level 165 corrupted heavy gunners, right? We do the melee combo. Now, it does not have lock on, but it's doing pretty good damage, which is why I'm spinning around these enemies here. No melee lock on, but it also is a slam that doesn't have ragdoll or knockdown. So that's also a plus. But blade damage is pretty good. In fact, I'd even say it's above average for a melee weapon. So yeah, now the problem with that is we have better melee weapons that can actually, you know, melee. So this thing doesn't perform like a gunblade at all. And for the most part, like compared to any other melee, like the Cronin Prime, you know, or the Tellus Boltus, or any other weapon, to be honest, like even the Machete Wraith, I feel you're just better off with an actual melee weapon. If you want a sword, use a sword. Don't use this thing. I kind of wish this thing got its own stance, to be honest, and then maybe we could see it perform like a little bit better as an actual melee weapon rather than a... But no, for the most part, this is not competing with the Redeemer. I really wish this thing shipped with its own stance to focus more on the melee portion of this, because that's where this thing really shines, but there's not a lot of moves catering to that at all. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.